I'm Jonathan White, and I'm going to guide you through a 12-minute pelvic floor routine. This routine is going to help you to get a very deep release and relaxation in your pelvic floor. This balances your nervous system, is really helpful in overcoming premature ejaculation, developing ejaculation control, and it can really help you to improve your erection quality and boost your overall sexual function, libido, vitality. The only thing that I recommend having is a yoga block. You can also use a bolster, you can use pillows, books piled up, anything. You should have something nearby that you can use to prop yourself up for the first exercise. And with that, let's get into it. So for the first position, you're going to grab your block or whatever you have, your bolster, something to support you, and you're going to place it under the sacrum. So above the tailbone on that lower back, that large bone in the lower back region there. And completely just let yourself relax. My feet are on the ground, hands can be at the sides or on my belly, and just start to breathe deeply into the lower belly, filling up on the inhale. Think of really expanding that lower belly and pelvic floor on the inhale, and just melt everything on the exhale. Just feel your body melting to the earth. It's like all the tissues are melting off your bones, especially releasing the lower belly and the pelvic floor on the exhale. Inhaling, filling up. Exhale, releasing deeply. Letting yourself relax more with every exhale. Really breathing into your pelvic floor on the inhale. And then lifting up the legs. So for now, just lift the legs. The knees can even come out to the sides a bit here. I'll show you from the front if you need to see. No, it's a flattering angle, but so the knees are just open to the sides. Hands are on the ground for now, so you're using a little bit of core engagement just to stabilize the legs, but relax into that as much as you can. So again, continuing to breathe into the pelvic floor. Really releasing the pelvic floor on the exhale. Think of it melting deeply. And then you're going to take your hands and rest them on the inside, on the underside of the upper thigh. So see how I take my hands just to the back of the thighs here, just under the knees or above the knees. And the hands just relax. So you let the legs, I let my elbows slightly touch the ground, and I just relax my arms. So just the weight of the arms relaxing on the legs helps to open up the thighs, open up the hips more. You continue to breathe deeply in this position. This can give you a very deep pelvic floor release. Inflating the lower belly, seeing how much you can release, how much you can let go in the pelvic floor and lower abdomen on the exhale. As you inhale, you inflate and expand the pelvic floor tissues. You exhale, you release and let go. So with the lower back propped up like this, it helps to straighten out the spine. If you have anterior pelvic tilt, this is a great exercise. It helps you get a deeper pelvic floor release. Continuing to deep breathe here, breathing deeply, releasing deeply on the exhale. Feeling all the tissues in the pelvic floor melting on the exhale. Okay, now we're going to transition into a butterfly type position. So I'm going to move my block. And it might be best to place pillows underneath your thighs on either side of your thigh. Sometimes I'll use my hands because we want to get a stretch, but we don't get so much of a stretch that we can't relax. So we want to find this point of a gentle stretching, but also the ability to relax and let go. So just find your comfort area, just enough of a stretch to feel an opening in the hips, but not so much that it's uncomfortable. And just continue your deep pelvic floor breathing, inhaling, filling up the lower belly, filling up the pelvic floor. Exhale, melting, releasing the pelvic floor. Feeling both your mind and your body relax. Balancing the nervous system, releasing layers of mental and physical tension, emotional tension. You can even put a gentle smile on your face and feel how that opens up your heart center. Let that smile spread throughout your body and into the pelvic floor as you breathe. And then simply straighten out your right leg. So I need to adjust my position a bit, but I simply straighten out the right leg and I keep the left knee bent. So my body's making almost like a number 4 shape. Just continue breathing deeply into the pelvic floor and the lower belly, expanding on the inhale. Feel the tissues gliding and expanding. And I exhale and feel everything melt and release around the pelvic floor, around the anus, the lower belly, even lower abdomen, everything. Just see how much you can let go as you exhale. This is a great routine to do in the morning to open up your pelvic floor, balance your nervous system for the day. It's great to do in the evening to unwind, to slow down before going to bed. It's also good, you can use it in the afternoon just to give yourself a break, release tension, and tune into your body. The best time to do it is anytime you can do it. And then straightening the left leg and bending the right knee. So just as it was in the butterfly position, but at the side here. And again, I recommend using a pillow, or I'm just going to use my hand to prop up the upper thigh on the right leg. And try to keep your hips flat on the floor, keeping the sacrum flat on the floor. If you can't do that, you may want to raise that right leg a bit more. I put my left hand on my lower belly just to connect with the breathing. So continuing to breathe deeply into the lower belly. Melting tension as you exhale. See if you can let go even deeper. It's like a fist unwinding. If you've ever curled your hand up into a fist and tighten it, and then you let go, you relax the fist, and then you unwind the fingers. You create that feeling within your pelvic floor and deep in the lower abdomen. Inflating the belly, breathing into the pelvic floor on the inhale, melting and releasing on the exhale. Now we're going to move to our final position, so just gently turning yourself over. So almost like a hands and knees position, but my knees are out to the sides. Again, sorry for the flattering angle, but just so you see what I'm doing. So you can either be here like this, or I like to place my feet so the insides of the feet are on the ground and I bring my hips a bit wider. Only do that if your hips are open enough to do that. And then you're free to adjust how wide apart your knees are. And you can either rest the weight of your body on your elbows, or I like to bring my head down to my hands, resting on the hands, breathing deeply into the pelvic floor. Exhale and see how much you can let go and relax on the exhale here. And you almost feel like your pelvic floor tissues are releasing out sideways, as if your butt cheeks were melting apart and that pelvic floor tissue is just melting apart sideways. And feel that release and relaxation spread deep into the lower abdomen as well. And filling up, breathing deep into the pelvic floor on the inhale. We often withhold our breathing from the lower body. So it's your opportunity to bring more blood, bring more oxygen, more movement of the tissues into the lower region, which is great for your sexual vitality and function, blood flow. And the more balanced your nervous system is, the better your sexual function is, the better your hormonal function is. Okay, coming out of it, I hope you enjoyed this routine. Ideally, you can use this exercise routine daily to keep releasing your pelvic floor. The more often you do it, the more of a release you can get in your pelvic floor to balance your nervous system. I also recommend for balancing your pelvic floor that you try out my weighted reverse Kegel guided exercise video. Sounds a bit strange, but this is a really powerful exercise for releasing pelvic floor tension and boosting sexual function. I'll put a link to this video. Please subscribe to the channel to stay updated when new videos like this drop. Give this video a like and have a great day, my friend.